Hello everyone. In this video clip, I am going to give you more example on how do we use the standard normal distribution table. Now, if you have not watched the part one, please click the link at the description box to watch the part one first before you watch the part two. Okay. Now, so let's start by using the specific example. How do we find the probability? Okay, when we are given um, the probability, okay, when our Z score is greater than um, 1.524. Okay, now when we reach here, okay, always my advice to you is always sketch the bell curve and mark down, okay, where is the area that we are looking at. Okay, so this is mean equals to 0. So the Z score, 1.524. Let's find out. Okay, this is 1.524 is over here. So what we want is a probability greater than. That means we want to shade the area on the right side of 1.524. And in the first video clip, I already mentioned that the probability, the standard normal distribution table we are using giving us the area on the upper tail. So in this case, we want to find the area on the upper tail. We just look for 1.524. So 1.5 basically is here. This whole line is 1.5. And then the second decimal place is the value of 2. So 1.524. So the 4 will be coming from this column. All right. And then let's see, we want to use this value combined with the value over here. How to combine? You see the word subtract here. That means we got to subtract from the one that we circle. So we will have 0.0643. And when we subtract, it has to be uh, written on the most right of our number. Okay, so over here we will have 0.0638. So that shows the area on the upper right tail, 0.0638. Okay. Oops. All right. Okay. 0.0638. Therefore, we can find our answer right away. The probability when our Z score is greater than 1.524 is 0.0638. Now, let me change the the inequality symbol. What about when we want the Z score less than 1.524? Again, always sketch our bell curve to get the idea. Which area do we want? Mark down the Z score first. It is over here, 1.524. And what do we want? We want less than. That means we have to shade the one that is less than the Z score. Okay. And in the previous, the part one, the video clip in part one, we know that the area of the whole bell curve is 1. So we can take 1 minus the right tail, the upper right tail. In part one, isn't it we found the upper right tail area to be 0.0638? Okay, so we just minus that away, 0.0638. So when we take away that, the area of when z score less than 1.524 is 0.9362. Makes sense. Why? Because it's more than half of our bell curve. Remember, each half is actually 0.5. So this one 0.5 at another part over here. So my probability definitely greater than 0.5. So it makes sense. Okay, so this one makes sense. Yeah. Now, secondly, next question. What about if I have the negative Z score? Z score greater than negative 1.524. Now I keep using the same Z score value so that we don't spend time on how to find the value from the standard normal distribution table. Okay, just use that and then keep repeating in different scenario. So again, sketch the bell curve. Okay, this is our z-axis. And where is our z-score? Negative 1.524. It's on the left side of our origin. Yeah? So negative 1.524. And which area do we want? Do you see that it's greater than? So greater than. That means we have to shade everything on the right-hand side. Now, again, when we have negative value, we have to do some extra steps. We got to flip up. We got to flip it. All right, because it's symmetrical. All right, we got to flip it. Why do we need to flip it? We look at our standard normal distribution table. The smallest is 0.0. Now the biggest is, is 3.99. Um, so there is no negative z over here. So what do? We just need to flip our bell curve. So when we flip our bell curve, the negative 1.524 will become positive 1.524 because after all, the graph is symmetrical and the shaded part is still remain the same. So what do we want? We want the area less than 1.524, isn't it? So it is quite the same as number 2. All right. Okay, so what do we want is we just need to find upper right tail because the standard normal distribution table always refer to the probability on the upper right tail, which we already found 0.0638. So what now? Just take 1 minus the upper right tail, 0.0638. Exactly the same as number 2. But I do not encourage you to memorize. Always use the bell curve to help you to decide whether you need to minus from 1 or minus from 0.5. What is it about 0.5? We'll come to that example later. So next, let's move on. Number 4, probability when our z-score less than negative 1.524. Same thing, bell curve. Once we already found our standard score, which is that score, yeah? And then mark down where is our negative value. It's on the left side. And shade the part that we want. Which part should we shade? It says that less than. That means we want to shade this part. So if you're fast enough, we know that if I flip it, this is actually the upper right tail. If not, we maybe need to do the flipping, show the flipping like this. And then the 1.524, we want the upper right tail. Straight away get the upper right tail value 1.524, and that is 0.0638. Okay, so these are the basic 4 example on how to use the standard normal distribution table. And the main thing is you have to sketch the bell curve to see which area you want. Then from there, we will decide what to do with the probability value that we found from the table here. So in the next video clip, I am going to show you a more example on how to use this standard normal distribution table. Okay, so if you like my video, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much.